Well, we can go live now to the United Nations in New York and talk to Afghanistan's ambassador to the UN, Zahir Tanin. Thank you very much for joining us. So, a big boost in the number of troops, but then the pullout begins 18 months from now. What do you make of the sort of timetable that you've heard?
Well, the fact is that there is an increase, and the fact is that we have time, and the American and NATO forces to regain the momentum from the Taliban or to start a new struggle there. But at the same time, I think if the reduction of the troops are going to start in 18 months, which is subject to the review of the situation in the ground, this is something that would also help us to focus more on transfer of responsibility to the Afghan forces that we have already accepted and we have already welcomed.
What message does setting a date now for the start of the drawdown actually send?
The message can be seen differently by different people. Let's not allow that the good pillars of the new strategy are going to be lost in the chaotic negative analysis. People may see it as an exit strategy, but we see it positively as a responsible way of working with Afghans and also engaging Afghans and taking the responsibility of the security and defense and governance of their country as soon as possible.
Are you concerned, though, that it gives succor to the Taliban? It gives them a date that they can look forward to and think, well, OK, we could lie low for a bit, wait for the American presence to decrease again, and then start the fight all over again?
The danger that Taliban could interpret it in that way was there. This is why I think many people worried about what kind of signals are going to be given to different people in the region. I think President Obama, with his new strategy, was in a situation to address different concerns in different quarters of the world, including Afghanistan and including in America among his own supporters. I think it is about the future to prove whether this optimism of the Taliban is all right or not. But from our point of view, we would like to see it as a positive steps towards stabilization in Afghanistan, because at the end of the day, nobody seriously expected or assumed that this military engagement is forever and this war is forever. This war should be ended somewhere, and this military activity should be ended somewhere. And this is also important that Afghans would deal with their own security and defense. But we need time and also realistic timetables, and we hope that with cooperation with the United States and other our allies, we would be able to take such responsibility as soon as we can.
Is that a realistic timetable, though? I mean, there are all sorts of stories about what a mess the Afghan police are in. Is 18 months a realistic prospect for the local authorities to actually start taking control?
I don't see it as an 18 months deadline. I think President Obama was also talking about transfer of responsibility in a reasonable amount of time. We think the beginning of the reduction of the force is not an exit, and 18 months is not the only time for training.
And what did you make of the comments by Barack Obama on Hamid Karzai himself? He spoke of him saying that he has started to talk about improving governance in Afghanistan. He said his inauguration speech sent the right message about moving in the right direction. But Barack Obama made clear that the days of providing a blank cheque are over, and the way the administration in the United States seems to be looking at things is turning things around from the bottom up, which doesn't seem to be much of a vote of confidence in Hamid Karzai.
I'm going to see it a little bit differently. I think the new administration in the United States, if it is new yet, or let's say Obama's administration, followed that path of talking daylight, of the path of talking open. We also happy to talk with our partners in such a way. I think what we need here is to have an ally in Afghanistan, and without an ally, you will end up in a situation that the failure is unavoidable. How this ally is going to work, President Karzai himself committed himself and his government or his future government to deal with the issues that are a matter of shared concerns for all of us. Corruption, good governance, also stabilization efforts and development. So let's work together. I don't think the tone is about ignoring the ally in Kabul, but it is about expectations, and expectations can be seen as a legitimate expectation for a partner from our side.
Zahir Tanin, the Afghan ambassador to the UN, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.